But the reality is that the moment a judge saw the charge, the whole thing disintegrated. Because the law didn't fit. The behaviour didn't fit. The logic didn't fit. And the collapse didn't just clear the activists, it exposed the attempt itself. It exposed the willingness to weaponize a union law against anti-genocide protesters. It exposed the political sensitivity around Gadot. It exposed the extent of the suppression the Gaza solidarity activists now face. It exposed how far the police were willing to go to shield a Zionist celebrity from criticism. And this is precisely why the collapse is humiliating for Gadot. She didn't bring the law, she didn't sign the charge sheet. But her name is inseparable from the attempt because without her political persona, none of this would have happened. The activists weren't protesting a camera, they were protesting her ideology. And when the state tried to use the law to silence them, it wasn't protecting art, it was protecting the politics she represents. So the collapse doesn't just clear the activists, it indicts the entire attempt. It shows that even in a country where protest rights are shrinking, even when the target is a global defender of Israeli power, the law still has limits. And the collapse throws those limits into sharp relief. So now you move from the mechanics of the collapse to the political cost, because that's where the weight of this story really sits. This isn't just a failed prosecution, it's a failed prosecution attached to one of the most recognisable Zionist celebrities on the planet. And when a legal attempt like this falls apart instantly, it drags her political image right down with it. Gal Gadot didn't just happen to be filming nearby, she was the reason the protest happened. She was the reason the police were involved. She was the reason Section 241 was dragged out of the Thatcher-era toolbox. Everything that spiralled out from that moment spiralled because of her public stance, and it landed where it landed because the state decided her brand was worth defending. And here's the thing about celebrity. It amplifies everything. It amplifies the protest. It amplifies the policing decision. It amplifies the fallout. So when 8 activists protesting genocide were bundled into a months-long legal nightmare, the presence of Gadot turned it from local repression into something global. The state wasn't defending an anonymous person. It was defending someone who had gone out of her way to amplify Israeli state messaging. And the more visible she is, the more visible the collapse becomes, because the entire attempt was built around the idea that protest against her political stance should be criminally punishable.